Textures, fog. There we go. Right there. So I'm gonna drop this in the chat too, just in case if y'all need like a smoke texture or some shit. See, and if you see in the chat, Marcus, I also put the assets in there for them for the doors and stuff. It's inside this chat.
Yep, from 5 days ago. Way to be. Yep. Okay. All righty.
You all good there, cuz? All right, so let me record. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do a little particle animation real quick. So in the chat, you got this little fog animation, right? Well, this little fog texture right here. So the first thing that you want to do is go up to Game Object. You want to go down to Effects and click Particle System. And you want to move that to wherever you want your particles to be. So let's go into perspective mode here. All right, so when you first bring in particles, it's going to be doing this automatically. You know what I'm saying? You're able to go over here into your inspector, go down to shape, and you can play around with the cone size, with the radius, all that good little stuff. Let me bring this in a little bit more. Let's see, my radius thickness.
Can you make it like more transparent so it looks less white, like cotton balls?
Yeah. And see, that's what this is. That's what this down here is for. If you notice, this looks nothing like this because this isn't loaded over into that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna set all of that up. So let's do that. So what we want to do is we want to create a new material. Name it smoke. You want to go up here to the shader type. You want to change the shader type over to particles, and then standard unlit. And you can either choose fade or transparent. I'll use fade. And we'll take this texture and we'll drop it over on the albedo. Then we'll go back to our particle system. Let me close this prefab up. So go back to our particle system. We'll go down to the renderer. And where it says the default particle system, we'll take this new particle that we have now and drag it over and drop it on there. So now you see like the little smoke coming out, but it's still a lot more to go, you know.
And it's fast.
You want to trim this. You want to trim down your particle count first and foremost. You can go here to your start speed. You know what I'm saying? You can take your start speed down. And then even with taking it down, then you can go down here. You can probably reduce your particle count again. Your emission, let's take that down to about 5 and see where that's at. Yeah, it's not too bad. Now you can go here to where it says, where is that? Size over time. Size over lifetime. Enable that. Click on it. And as you see, as it comes up, it'll come up small, but we'll start out small, then get bigger. And then from there, we can probably scale this back a little bit too. Let's try the simulation speed down to 0.5. Let's do start speed down to 0.5. There we go. Now, also with this emitting, let's take this down a little bit more. Now, with it, okay, so as you see, when it comes up the particles just cut off. So let me just show you. See how they just cut? They just cut off. You know what I'm saying? You want them to fade out. So what you can do is you can come down to color over lifetime and click color over lifetime. Turn that on. Then click on the actual color box. So up down the bottom, just like Photoshop, Photoshop when you're doing a gradient. You know what I'm saying? You got your colors down here. Then up here you have your alpha channels. So you can add 2 new alpha channels here, and then go to the first alpha channel, turn it down to 0. Go to the last alpha channel, turn it down to 0. So now they fade in and they fade out. So no matter what the angle that you're looking at this from, this is on a billboard render, so it turns with your view. So you're always looking at them, you know what I'm saying, coming out and shit. And that is about as simple as you can be on particles. Now you can add a little bit of noise in here if you want to. You can go right down here to noise. You can cut the noise on, and where it says strength, you can take the strength down. Let's see, about 0.1.
Hey, Blue, you want noise for snow?
Yes, lots of noise.
And that's okay. So let's go through that real quick. All right. So I'm not going to bring in a snow texture, right? So what we'll do is we will add another particle system in here, right? We'll take it up. What you want to do is you want to go down here to the shape. You want to change the shape to a box. All right. When you get to the shape, you want to go to your scale. You want to scale this shit up. Let's look at it from a top view so we can see how far over how much we're doing this. So we'll scale this up. And we will scale this out.
Okay, yeah, because I saw it on a YouTube video, and the guy had it from dropping from a plane.
Well, now you can drop it from a plane if you want to. You can do that if you want to. You can do that if you want to. Now, as you see, all these particles are floating up, right? So what we want to do is we want to change the gravity. So over here on the gravity modifier, you can just type in a 0.1, or you can just type in A1. Now, if you do go heavier to like cool down, like as soon as they come in, let's try 3. And then we will go to the start speed, reduce that. Take the particle count up to about 10,000. The emission, now we're emitting about 50 particles. Let's take that up to 100. Now, depending on if you're using a snowflake particle that you have in here, I'm saying what you want to do is, well, the same way that I did the smoke will be the same way that you set it up, but you can go over here to start size, right? And you can go start size and do a random between 2 constants. So we could do maybe 0.5 and 0.1, or maybe 0.1 and 0.5, because you don't want to have them, you know what I'm saying, too big. So now, if you were, now say for instance, you want this stuff to stick, right? You know, you want sticky snow and all of that shit. Also, let's add some noise. Let's go down here to the noise, turn that on. Well, as you see now, when the particles fall, they're doing like a little wavy dance type of thing. And let's take this up a little bit more too, for a little bit more realism. And we can slow those down too, possibly. Maybe even take the emission count up. Oh, no, that ain't what I wanted. That's not what I wanted, buddy.
It's a snowstorm now.
Not
It's a New England blizzard.
20,000. You know what I'm saying, yo? Now you can go here to your simulation speed. Let's do a point.
Yes, I would not have loved that.
There we go. All right, and then if you wanted it like to stick, collide with surfaces, all of that shit. So what you do is you go down to collisions, turn that on, and change planes to world. Now, as you see, they're bouncing all over the place, right? So you want to go down to your dampen. And now, depending on your computer, you know what I'm saying. You might give you some problems and stuff. You know what I'm saying. Depending on your computer speed, you know, and all that good stuff. But yeah, but turn your
Well, I won't even try it.
turn your dampening up, and then you can go to your color over lifetime and add you in. Well, first and foremost, just stop this before you do that, and just go in here and just add the shits in there. That way they fade out after they hit the ground and stuff. Then press play again and wait on.
So where would you add the snow texture?
You would add that into the renderer right here. You'll just drag and drop, like if you had a snowflake, but make sure it's a ping image of a snowflake. You know what I'm saying? And you will create your material. Just right click, go to create a material, change the shader out to particles, standard unlit over here in the inspector. Change the renderer to fade, and then drag and drop your snowflake on the albedo texture here. And don't forget to turn two-sided on if you have if that's the type of thing that you're working with.
Okay.
So, yeah. But just be mindful, you know what I'm saying, of how much snow you add into the world, because these particles do also take up a vertex count. So yeah, so basically every so many seconds, it's 1,000 particles that's falling. So yeah, and they'll fall and land on everything. Now, if you have anything that's like if you don't have mesh colliders on stuff, then it'll fall right through it. You could. I don't think we can go through that one. But if you're making like rain or some shit, let's see. Let's see trails. Go down to its default particle here. Which one they got in here? Default particle line. Let's change that out to a regular default particle as well. And shorten up that line. How much? By how much? So then you after you do some shit like that, you know what I'm saying, depending on how you set it up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do a trail like that, you do want to go into the first particle system. You want to create a new particle, change this to standard unlit, do a fade, go into the albedo, go all the way to the bottom because it should be at the very bottom. Oh, damn, you catch up. Get that default particle there. And for here, put that in there in the material, but then go to your particle and take the alpha away. You could probably do something with the size as well. I'm saying, but depending on the type of background that you got, you know what I'm saying, for seeing it,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, it just depends. Boost that up. Ha ha ha. Said maximum CPU crash. I think like, hold on, bro, hold on now. Now you can put sub emitters in here too,
But
like
what?
all these a sub emitter. So like, say for instance, you have like a splash or some shit. You could create another particle, right? Like a splash particle. You know what I'm saying? You could create that particle.
Oh yeah, yeah, I've seen those.
And you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You add that particle system into the sub emitter. And every time this rain hits a surface, it'll make that splash. It'll hit the sub emitter, and the sub emitter will turn into the splash. So yeah, you can do a lot with some particles, cuz you know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, I might just leave this in there for a little bit. And see how big them shits look when I come in there and be like, Forrest Gump, I even say fat rain. Mhm. Let me see, oh 05. Oh 05. So, any questions on particles?
Mm, no.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay, so that's the particle system. Let me get these out. That way I don't have to, well, not the other one, because that's not heavy. The other one might be heavy. I would have to actually go in the world and see though, and see the frame size. But also okay, so say for instance, one last thing, you want chairs in your world, collider chairs. So if anytime you bring in a new package in the Unity, you'll right click, you'll go to import package, custom package. So you'll find wherever you have your assets and stuff set up. And inside of our crates over there, you should find uh, this one right here, AA chair, or you can use udon chairs. Either or is good. So when you come over, you'll see it says import Unity package. When you do this, okay, so to avoid you looking through a whole bunch of folders, like where did I just bring that in at? Especially if you got a whole bunch of folders in your scene, make sure you peep out this top folder right here, because that's the folder that's the root folder that's going to come in into your scene. So then click import. All right, so once it comes in, as you see, the folder is right here. So double click on it, and we will go to the prefab right here, this prefab. And all you do is just drag that into your scene. Make sure you have your universal tool set up, or you can just go up here to the Y axis and just type in 180 and flip it. It's on your surface, and you just slide it back where you want the people to be able to sit at. Now, normally what I do is I adjust it. You know what I'm saying? That way, you got a little bit of okay. So let me make sure that you understand this. If you can see the seat portion, and if you can see the front of the seat, then the legs will be out of the chair. You don't have to worry about a person sitting down inside of the chair, and the butt will be on the surface. Now, if you want to bring it down a little bit below the surface, you know what I'm saying, to give it some, to make it seem like they're actually sitting in the chair, then you know what I'm saying, that's on you. So yeah, you can put your chairs in there, and when you want to duplicate, just Control D to duplicate, and then you can duplicate your chairs and put them into your world wherever you want a person to sit at. But then once you do these chairs, let's see, duplicate. I'm also going to show you about what's that 270. Also show you about hiding the actual chair itself, the mesh renderer for it. Because as you notice, you know what I'm saying, you'll see the colliders for the seats in worlds, but you won't actually see this chair that's in worlds and stuff. So we'll put some out here. And as you see, the squares lets you move it on that plane in whatever direction you want to move it in. Whether it's Y and Z, or X and Y, or X and Z. So adjust those.
So as soon as you put those seats in, it's automatically activated, right? Like it's not like you have to activate it in order for the click.
Nope. No. All you do is go up to the chair and click on it.
Okay.
In world, but there is a couple of things in here that you have to do though in order to set that up the way that you want it to be. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, like you mean like how you started to put them on the back of the couch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Because if you come in here now and you click on one of these chairs, this whole box is going to highlight. That whole collider box that you're looking at is going to highlight.
Oh yeah, I've seen worlds like that where the whole thing is yeah, it's massive.
And then when you sit, it's in your face practically. It's annoying.
Now that is the VR chat chairs that do that when you sit down in them and you're still able to see the collider.
Yeah.
Do that. Once you click on these, that box disappears while you're sitting in it.
Okay.
And another collider is not active until you come up out of this chair. So it basically disables all of the other sit colliders while you're in it. So no accidental moving to another seat. Okay. So once you have all your chairs in where you would like, oh shit, I forgot one more. We can't have a we can't have a toilet unless you're able to sit on it, buddy. You know you want to take a squat. Right. So you'll find that sometimes it's hard to navigate in Unity. It'll slow down. What you do is just find an object in your world and click on it with your scroll wheel, and it'll move you like that, which frees up the your ability to navigate around the scene faster.
What did you just click on? It was something you just said you could click on and navigate.
Yes, so that's okay. So say for instance you're moving in Unity and it starts to slow up as you're navigating around, right?
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to find an object in your scene, and then you put your mouse on it and you click on it with your mouse wheel, and it'll shift you like that. Once it shifts you like that, it frees you up to quickly
Oh,
navigate around the scene.
okay. Thank
All
you.
right, so we got that in there, got all that in there. So what I want to do is I want to adjust all of these chairs to the colliders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, I'm going to go up here first to all. Now inside of here is the actual collider. This is the collider. You can see the box collider that's on it. That's on that chair right there, right? So what I want to do is I want to go up here to my search window and I want to type in station, because all those colliders are on something called station. So I highlight all of them at one time, and as you see now, all colliders are highlighted. I'm going to go down here to the box collider, and I'm going to change the size. Now, it as you see, it's only changing the size for one of these, and I think that's the one that's in the bathroom. So let's go over to the one that's in the bathroom. Now, if it does that, which it's not necessarily a bad thing, because since all these box colliders face the direction of where they're going, you can just alter just one of it. So let's change the size on the Y there, and then on the Z to make it a little thinner. Then I'm gonna move this up on the Y for a place where you can click at. Let's see. Let's bring that back a little bit. Where's that? I think that's the Z axis. Yeah. So bring that back about right there. So now since I've adjusted that one, I'm going to go to my three dots over here. These three dots. I want to go to. I just want to click on this one. Hold on. Yeah. Let's exit out of here. Let's go to this chair. Let's go to the station that we just adjusted. The station for that chair. Now I want to go to the three dots on the box collider. I want to go to copy component. All right, copy component. Now I want to go back up here, type in station again. I want to highlight all of these because it don't matter if I paste it to the same one. So now I'm going to go to the three dots right here, and I want to go to paste component values. Now watch every chair in here after I go to paste component values. Now all of them changed to that one. So now that's all of them colliders adjusted. Now at this point, I want to make these chairs disappear. So I'm going to exit out of there now, go back in here. So where's this chair at? It's inside of station. I click on chair model. As you see, that's the chair model for the one that's in the bathroom. You can tell because it's highlighted orange. This mesh renderer, if I turn this off, that makes the chair disappear, but all of the components are still on it. So instead of doing one, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to type in chair model or chair mode. That way it highlights them all. Grab all of them, go to my mesh renderer, turn it off. Now my chairs have been turned, well, the renderer has been turned off, but the chairs are still in there. So if I go into play mode now and test that, all right, let's head on up in this thing. I think I put colliders on all of this shit, but on the steps. Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So now if I go to a chair now and point at it, it's there. I click and I'm sitting. And so that's how you put in your chairs. So the one's out here and we're there. All right. Chairs and bottles, cuz.
Ouch.
That is that. I guess. Now the next time we'll work on expanding this menu to include toggles to turn on and off the mesh renderer. I mean, my bad, not the mesh renderer.
Colliders.
The colliders. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the mesh collider or the sit collider. So the sit collider is the trigger that allows you to sit. The mesh collider is the actual collider around this chair, just in case if you want to use Go Go Loco, you know what I'm saying, all that good little stuff. And we'll also add the bed in there as well. Because I do have a collider that's on the base part of the bed, which is so you can turn that off and all that good little shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you can put particles in here for water droplets, all of that good little stuff. You can put them in the shower, and you'll be using basically the same type of procedure that we did on the door, but we'll be using a different script called activate game object. So we can we'll do that next time, and unless you want to see an example of it now, either or, whatever is whatever. I mean, since we're doing particles anyway, and all that type of stuff. Well, you know what? Might as well. All right, so we'll bring in an empty. We will close all of this other shit up. We'll call this water toggle. We're going to bring this to us by right-clicking on it, and we're going to say align with view. So it's aligned with my view. You remember how that works, and we'll reset our rotations. So now it's right there in front of me. I'm going to add a box collider to this. So you see that big ass box collider? We're gonna shrink that down, kind of small. So yeah. So now we have this little bitty collider here, which is going to be a trigger. So this is going to be a button that you're going to just click on. We'll put that right over the water. Now, once you get this set up, you can duplicate this, move it all around. But if you just want only just one for your water. So what we want to do is we want to bring in a new type of script. So we'll go to our script folder. Inside the creator crates, you will find a script that is called activate game objects. I'm going to put a networked one in here, or you know what? My apology. Nope, I don't have to do that. VR chat has one. So let's go to our water toggle. Let's go in here and we're going to type in udon behavior because we're going to put in a new script. You're going to click on the little dot here and you're going to look for something called global toggle object, and you're going to drop this script in there. So it's going to ask you what game object are you trying to toggle. Well, we don't have a game object yet, right? So we have to put one in here. So let's do a particle system. shrink all this down. We are going to reverse this 180. Oh, nope, 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 nope. What's that, 90? Gonna position this over our faucet. Go down the shape here. And let's take in our radius a lot. Where is that particle at? So let's bring in that particle that we made. This one here is, oh no, nope. Let's duplicate this one since we're making another one. So duplicate that because I turned down the opacity of it. Put that one in there, go under there, turn the opacity back up. We can clear it out a little bit. We want to stretch this, I believe. That can be done with, let's see, give me a moment. Nope, that's not it. Or you can use your own particle. As a matter of fact, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. If you do not have Photoshop, I would strongly advise you to get Photoshop if you don't have it. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you ain't no telling what you may want to, you know what I'm saying, create or something. I'm just gonna do some simple shit. Let's see, 500 by 500. All I'm gonna do is create a straight line. That is it. Yes, yeah, that'll do it. Maybe bring it in some. Make a list of. Save this in your project, not in your videos. Where am I at? Projects. Unity, Blender, House.
Up high.
I don't know, right? Line. All right, so that's in there. Go here to your line. Go to alpha is transparency. Enable that. Take your max size down because you don't want to have, you know what I'm saying, high pixels on something that's super small. Apply it, and then as you see, it takes away the background. We're going to go to this particle 1 here, and we're going to snap that in there. You know what I'm saying? We are going to scrunch that thing down, which did not work for what I wanted to do. Two-sided. If you need to make any changes, you can go into Photoshop and shorten that up some. Export it out, overwrite whatever you just did. And Unity will update it. Since I now true enough, I should have went inside of Blender. I should have had this maybe turned over to like the left or the right or some shit like that. I really don't give a shit. Saying,
Just gonna make a mess. It's okay.
I'm saying, now keep in mind that below you, you got shit down there, right? So you need to do a couple of little alterations here. So let's go to the emissions. Let's bump this up. It's about maybe 50. Put a little noise to it. This ain't gonna be the greatest job that you know what I'm saying, that I've done on some shit. So bear with me. Put that about right there. Let's see if we can close this this shape up some. So that radius thickness. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. Stop. Hold on. I think is it this one? Angle in. And then for it falling down, right? We want to stop these particles from reaching below here. So how we do that is we're going to go up to our start lifetime, and we're going to start dropping that down until those particles dissipate underneath the sink. So what about maybe 3? Yeah. So you can't see the words. As a matter of fact, let's go to. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So now those particles come out, right? So now what we want to do is we want to turn this game object off. All right, and we want to go to our water toggle. We want to take our water particles and we want to drop them into that toggle. Now, if we come in here, oh shit, fucked up. Hold on. Exit, go back to your toggle button. And right here for the collider, you want to put is trigger. You want to cut that on because this is going to be a button. All right, so now we hit that. And you can do this for your stoves, you know what I'm saying, all kinds of stuff. If you want to, the same method that we did to animate, you can use that method to animate the eye actually turning red as opposed to just cutting on red. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to just popping on and being red.
Oh, for the elements, yeah.
See, now if I click on it, and it's just like that. Turn it on, turn it off. You can use this method. You can use this method to put, water in showers, you know what I'm saying, bathtub, sinks, you know what I'm saying, whatever. All right, so that's just a little thing of turning on, toggling our game object on and off using pre-done scripts that come within the your Udon folder. Like over here in this Udon shop folder, if you go here to utility scripts, you got these scripts. Bone follows, you know what I'm saying, if you want some shit to follow bones and stuff. Interact toggles. Now these interact toggles, they are local. I don't fuck with this mod. This mod setting, you can put this in a world and attach it to a UI to actually turn up the jump speed, the run speed, all of that stuff while in world. Now, true enough, this is already set on your VRC world. That's this one right here. You know what I'm saying? But you can still put it inside of your world if you want people to have control over the jump speed, the walk speed, all of that stuff. All right, let's see. This is tracking data. You can put this shit inside of ChatGPT to learn from the logic that's in here about tracking players in world and stuff. Also, the bone follow, you can just drop them shits in Chat GPT and then incorporate. Like if you want to use, like if you want to put some in your world that follows a player or attaches to a player's area, you put this script inside Chat GPT. Chat GPT, I want to create a watch that when you click on the thing, it automatically attaches to the wrist bone. Use this logic to attach it, to create that script. And yeah, and then your world audio, all of that good little stuff. You see our inside of here. Now these are synced with everybody. This global toggle is the one we just put on the sync. So any script you put this on, when you interact with it, it interacts for everyone in the world. This master toggle is only for instance owners. If you're the first person into the world, you can access this script. If you have something in the world that you want that player, only that world owner, or instance owner, to have access to. But yeah, this global toggle is the one I use a lot. Global toggle and this interact toggle is basically the ones I use a lot of. But yeah, so we got chairs covered. We have we did a couple of particles with the faucet. We did some smoke. We did some rain, some snow. Yeah, I think that'll do it. So next week we'll just start incorporating things into a more bigger UI, and also we'll put a video player in the world and stuff. So any questions, comments, complaints?
No, I have a question off topic. Remember how you did when you did the shower, what do you call it? The spray, the hose, the shower
Yeah.
thing, and then you copied it as an asset and you put it in the chat. How did you do that? Because I've been trying to copy an asset and then put it into my files, and I can't do it.
All right. So this is what you do. If you're in Blender,
Mm-hmm.
say for instance, I would like this frame or something, right? So what I'll do is everything that's a part of the frame, the glass, and then I'll highlight the frame. I'm not going to change this to an asset, but I can export it as an asset. So I'm going to go up here to File. I'm going to go to Export, FBX. I'm going to find wherever I want to put it, and I want to go over here and limit my export to only the selected objects. See,
Oh, okay.
all I have in here is these two selected. So now I could name it, frame, hit export, go back to where I have that saved, which in this case is actually in my folders over here. So let's go to structure, and there's the frame. If I put it in
Okay.
here,
I have to try and do that. Let me see.
wherever it just went, where the hell I just did with it? Okay, there it is. Let's see, and it's in here now.
It's a,
Now, if you're inside of Unity and you want to do that, it's different. You want to import. You want to go over here to Window. You want to go to your package manager. You want to go up here to where it says Packages, My Assets, and there's a drop-down arrow. You want to change this to the Unity registry. Scroll down. There is a package in here called FBX Exporter. Install it. This will allow you, like, say for instance, someone sends you a Unity file, something that you want to use in Blender. You know what I'm saying? You can go inside of that Unity file, and anything that's in that Unity file, you can export it as a FBX. You can embed the textures. That way, you know what I'm saying. You can if you don't got if you have a hard time like finding textures, all of that good little stuff, you can embed the textures, all of that good little shit. And yeah, and you export it right out. So I'll show you how to do that really, really quickly too.
Let me see if this worked. Faucet.
Oh, I can't wait till tomorrow, man. It's the last day of school. My God.
You can't wait so then they're gonna be home all day long with you?
Oh, shoot, I'm sure. I'm going to school. Man, you forgot. Look. I'm daddy. It's all a look, cuz. It's all about the look. You give them the look, I don't got to deal with none of that shit. None of that. Nope.
I'll tell you the same thing I tell my friends here, Kit. I got lots of extra crates, harnesses, and leashes if you need them.
I'm trying to tell you. All right, so we have that imported, right? So,
Hmm.
say for instance, I wanted to, I got something in here that's not like really a model, so to speak, right? Like, say for instance, you made something in here using Pro Builder or some shit, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to break apart your prefab. You got a prefab in here that contains all of this shit in here, but you don't want to break your prefab. And you break your prefab by going to prefab and then unpacking it. If you unpack a prefab in Unity, you have broken it. You can no longer edit that model inside of Blender and it updates. It will not overwrite. It'll overwrite the file, but it will not overwrite what's in your hierarchy because you've broken the prefab that's in your hierarchy. So
Mm.
be mindful when unpacking prefabs if you still got to edit them inside of fucking Blender. What you could do instead of breaking it, you'll go over here, like select your bed or some shit. Like say, I want to do this fucking bed. So I'll go here, and then after I got it selected, I'll go up to the game object now, and now I have this option: export to FBX. I name it bed. You want to change this to binary because Blender reads in binary. For a lot of them, read in binary. If you got an animation on it, you can keep the animation, but this really doesn't matter. If you don't have one, you can leave that like it is. You want to select embed textures if you have any textures that came with it that you don't want to do. Now, the object's position. This is important. This is important. If you are exporting something that you want to bring back in here and you don't care about where you're going to position it, you can leave it on local center. But if you needed to go in the exact same spot as where you took it from, you want to change this to world absolute and then export it. That way, when I bring this inside of Blender, it's going to bring in right where I have it inside of the world. And when I export it out of Blender, it's gonna if I drag and drop it over here into the hierarchy, not in the scene, but into the hierarchy, it's gonna set it at its absolute position, at the world absolute position. So this is very important depending on where you want the shit positioned at. But yeah, like say world absolute would check that. It's saved inside of assets. So let's click export. So now if I go over here to assets, now I have the bed right here. So the whole entire bed. So now if I drag this into the scene, you see it just drags into the scene. But if I drag it over here, it puts it right back where it was.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
I have
saying?
I have a question, Kip.
Yes.
So when you exported that, like, so yeah, you packaged all the textures and everything else. If you had special, like, if you had attributes that you put on that, but you exported as an FBX, will those attributes carry if you were to bring that FBX into another world?
Yes. Because you you embedded the textures into the file. They're embedded in there.
Okay.
See these textures?
But if you had attributes like the colliders and things like that, will those go with?
No, no,
Very definitive.
Yeah.
that will not go. What's
Okay.
going to end up okay, let me show you. Let me
So
give you
just the textures, not the attributes.
just the tech. Okay, yeah, it'll take the textures with it. Like say for instance, this AH here, right? This AH here got scripts on it. It got colliders on it, all kinds of shit, right? So let's go here. Let's export that. Export the FBX. Share test. Let's test that. Let's test that shit. Export. So now we got this shit in here, right? So if I go open this up, it's showing me the chair model, the materials, all of that shit. But if I drag this into the scene now, this chair test, see the scripts, colliders, everything is gone.
Okay.
All it got is just the textures.
So just the actual graphic, just the asset, none of the attributes.
And the empties. These are now empty folders because they contain nothing now. These are just empty game objects. Because it strips colliders and it strips scripts.
Okay.
So yeah, it just takes just the model and textures.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out my asset library, but it wasn't working for me. So I'm just gonna have to like save them how you just showed me and then pull them in from a file.
So that's still the first way we did that still didn't work when you went to asset your asset folder and stuff.
No, I was trying everything. And it just wouldn't translate to my next world. So I'll just have to save it on my computer and then pull it through whenever I want something.
All right, so we are we're good. We're good to go now. Yeah. Yep. All we gotta do now is expand our menus, put some a TV in here, figure out some type of way to when we click on the bed, we get put into a sexual position. I'm just playing.
What?
I am just playing.
Is there actually a lie down? Like there's a sit? Is there a lie down?
Yes, it is. And see, I seen it over maybe 2 years ago. I went into a world and there was a collider there, and I clicked on it, and it puts you into a go loco position. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to figure it out. I think I think I can adjust these AA chairs for this. Like see this? You know what I'm saying? These animations and stuff. So I just gotta figure that shit out and see how it's doing it. I don't know if now it may be auto adjust station handling update. Now it may be calling the animation from inside of one of these scripts here. So what I could do, I'll just drop all of this, drop this shit. Yep. Yeah.
The Go
So
Loco has like almost like a lie down. Well, it's like a side.
No, it does. I was just wondering if there was actually a collider for like people who don't have Go Loco in their avatar.
I've seen ones where they had the lie down, but then when you click on it, it puts you flat on your back and you can't move.
yeah, it
So it's
does.
like, and then you're
It
just
does
staring,
block that.
you're staring at the ceiling. It's like you're stuck. You can't move.
Night terrors.
So I'm gonna figure
Yeah.
that shit out, man. So I just drop all of this shit into GPT and see, because it's also using adjust points to actually adjust the model to where those adjust points are. Like this like this chair here. Let's open this up. So this is the adjuster. This is the floor. It's putting, you know what I'm saying. Then you got the adjust point. This is where the knee bends at, the back of the knee. Then, you know what I'm saying. You got your enter point and your exit point, which is pretty much on top of the thing. So it's going to be the adjust point that I think I'm gonna have to deal with in that damn adjuster. Because let me see. I think if you notice, the animation is on the adjuster, and then this update handler. So I'm gonna figure that shit out. I'm gonna break that script apart and redo it because I have not found not one asset that says, "Hey, use this asset to dump animations into if you want a person to click on something and they do this an animation." I haven't found none of that yet, and I've been looking for it. You know, some of the like the avatars that turn into the pole and you click on it and you're automatically doing a damn pole dance and all this other stuff like that. You know, but use it for just any type of animation. Though. All right, people. Well, it's been lovely. It's been fun.